Everybody, thanks for being here tonight. I'm going to be talking to you about priorities and habit change. And unfortunately, I think a lot of us reflect this picture in some way because we have these expectations that we're shackled to, we're burdened by, whether they're put on by us or maybe society, and we're told these are the rules that you have to live by, and they're just not correct because we've for too long been trading our gifts and our passions for toys and distractions, and it needs to stop today. So a lot of our life, we hope to be picked. Starts in middle school and just gets worse from there. Picked for a job, picked for a promotion, picked for Ignite. It's a cycle throughout life, and we need to stop waiting for that. Because the great thing now is that the tools are available for us to pick ourselves. I could have done this talk without Ignite. It wouldn't be as bright or terrifying, but I could have put it on YouTube and just been done with it and shared it on social media. And so what I want you to know is that doing what you love really is possible. You have to prioritize it, you have to make those choices, but you don't have to wait for permission from the gatekeepers anymore. You can choose what you think is awesome, what you really want to do. And you'll have to make those choices throughout your life every single day. And whether it's writing or teaching or mentoring, it's just out there waiting for you. What I really enjoy doing is writing. And it took me a while to do this, but to write and to teach and to share that with others in a way that encourages them to see the possibilities in their own lives is what I really love doing. But this was a long process for me, even at my age, because I said for a long time, man, I really love to write. I almost actually declared an English major. I was so close. But what I did instead was I just kept on making excuses for myself. And my blog posts were 3 months apart, but I always knew what my college roommates were doing on Facebook and what Steve Martin had just said on Twitter. And it made me feel really terrible. I mean, I'm a guy, and so it was not quite like this, but I felt really upset because I was just beating myself up. I was doing things that I didn't care as much about that didn't impact my life. And so I had to go back and remember that I can pick myself. I can pick the things that I really love doing and prioritize my time around those things. Now, what happens at that point is that the resistance kicks in, and that's really scary because the resistance is this force in the universe that once you put your foot down and decide, I'm going to do what I care about, the resistance is like, we'll see about that. And it's this internal struggle that is a lot like getting up and slaying the dragon every day. And it's really tempting to think about our internal battles as slaying this dragon. But I also have found it more common as this whisper like, hey, Matt, I know that you got to put your slides together, but don't you also need to reorganize your office? And I'm like, yes, I do. And the dishes need to be done. I've never done as much housework as when I'm supposed to be writing. And so this is my office, 30 minutes of reorganizing instead of doing my slides. And it's a tangible thing that you have to kind of sit back and be like, yeah, that may be. The dishes may need to be done and the office could look better this way, but I'm doing this. This is what's important now, and this is what I need to choose to do. So let's talk about some practicalities. If you take one meal off here in Asheville per week of eating out, that saves over $1,500. And I love traveling more than I love eating out, and that gets me and my wife, a flight to Alaska, which is pretty great. Or you could save almost $1,000 by cutting DirecTV out of your budget. Or, if you cut out one TV show per week, that's 26 hours of practice to your craft and the things that you care about. Now, I'm not perfect in this. My wife will attest to that I still spend too much time on Twitter, I give in to the resistance, and I fail to dream. But I've been given a glimpse, I feel like, and I really wanted to share that with y'all. That it is possible to do the things that you really care about. And it takes some tough choices, but you're not really getting rid of bad things, but you're getting rid of lesser things so that you can allow your life to be filled with this greatness, something that's more meaningful to you. And so what I hope tonight is that you can choose a life that is filled with good people, the things that you care about, and that this isn't just something that happens for a few days, but for the rest of your life. You won't regret it.